Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Oh my gosh, so I was talking to God this morning. Okay, so after I got up and started my day and everything like that, something happened this morning, but then he mentioned something to me in relating to overall like how this happens to people, okay? And he mentioned fear, and he mentioned that there's people that idolize fear without even realizing they're idolizing fear. Okay, now there's a difference between like when something's going on spiritually or something's going on and you just have to use discernment and be alert of it, and God wants you to be alert of it. And a lot of times we see things in the spirit, we experience things in the spiritual realm, and in the beginning you may be a little bit fearful of it, but after some time it's like you get used to it. You get so used to it, it doesn't even bother you anymore. You just may more likely get tired of always having to deal with it, but it's not in a fear type of way where you're afraid of what you see or what you hear. Now it's like you're used to it, you just pray against it, you rebuke it, etc., etc., right? So there's a difference between when God tells you to be cautious of something, use discernment when it comes to something, and pay attention and not to be blindsided by certain things, compared to always being in fear and idolizing fear. And I'm going to talk about this because this happens so much. I see so many Christians, they idolize fear. It's like almost like they don't believe that God conquers all fear. And yes, God conquers all fear. God conquers everything. God does not want us to walk on eggshells. God does not want us to live in fear. God wants us to be as peaceful as possible, as humble as possible, as gracious and kind as possible. He doesn't want us walking around fearing every single thing that we look at. That we live in a very crazy world. One, of course we're gonna have to be use discernment when it comes to certain things, and of course we have to obviously stay away from things that are like extremely demonic. It's just common sense, right? But then there's things that in the world we have no control over. Like, you have to remember that we all have to go somewhere to buy our food. So we don't know where the meat's been packed. We don't know who touched the meats. We don't know who's behind the scenes in the factories packing all the meats, or who's behind the scenes packing all the vegetables and the fruits and all the shelf items. Like, the person that's up unloading the truck could be a whole warlock, or could be a whole witch that's in the meat department slicing up your sandwich meat, and you wouldn't even know. That person may be into some demonic stuff and you would not even know. You're just going to buy your sandwich meat and leaving. The cashier that's taking your card and swiping your card and giving the card back to you may be into some demonic stuff, and you would not even know that they're into some demonic stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? The point of me saying this is like, everything in this world has some sort of demonic attachment. Obviously we have to stay clear of certain things. We totally understand that, but you can't just walk around idolizing fear like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You can't choose what to overly demonize and then not demonize something else. It's like someone saying, oh, don't go to Starbucks because Starbucks is demonic. They have a mermaid logo, it's demonic, stop buying from Starbucks. At one point I believed that too. At one point I was like, okay, God, you showed me a vision of Starbucks, so I'm going to stay clear of Starbucks, right? And when he came back to me and he literally confirmed to me what he meant, he was basically saying that I was idolizing Starbucks. What he means by that is I was going there more than frequent, and I was spending so much money there. I started to idolize having a specific drink every single day. He said, I'm not telling you to not go there. I'm telling you not to idolize it. Cut down to once a month, twice a month. You can treat yourself, but do not go there every single day idolizing it, right? So I didn't know that at the time. I thought he was just basically telling me to like not go there at all. Not go there at all, but he was telling me to cut it down. How do I also know this? Because when I stopped going there, I started going to another coffee place to buy a specific drink, and he told me stop going there as well. And I'm like, oh, this place is demonic too. And he was like, that's when he came through, and he was like, no, you're overly idolizing this drink to where you have to get it every morning, when you can simply just make it in your home, save money, and you don't have to go here every single day. That was me idolizing. Do you see what I'm saying? And the point of me saying that is that somebody will demonize that specific thing, Starbucks, when there's other places that have people working behind there that you don't even know where they came from. You don't even know what they do behind the scenes. You don't even know what they do in their homes. This is why we have to pray over everything. It's not that one thing is more demonic than the other. Yeah, that can be it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things, it's like common sense that we got to stay away from, but you can't demonize every single thing and then start idolizing fear, because now you're idolizing fear, and now it's like you're walking on eggshells. Oh, I can't go here, I can't do this, I can't like the money. A lot of people will sit there and say, oh, you know, um don't buy that, don't buy that mascara, because that's a form of Jezebel. Don't buy that mascara. God doesn't want you to wear mascara. Okay, that's a form of Jezebel. But the same people are quick to collect a paycheck from work. Okay, you don't know who wrote that paycheck. Did you pray over your cash today? Did you pray over the money in your pocket today? Did you pray over the money in your wallet today? Or did you just collect it from the cash register, or collect it from the cashier, collect it from your employer, but you did not pray over it? You see what I'm saying? Every single thing we have to pray over it. Even if you go out and eat food somewhere, you got to pray over it. You can't just pick and choose what you're going to demonize and what you're not going to demonize. If that's the case, you might as well throw away your laptop, throw away your phone, because look at the Apple logo on the back of the phone. Isn't that Apple bitten on the back of the phone? If that's the case, throw away your Apple devices, throw away the computer, get off the whole YouTube platform to begin with, because if you're going to demonize one thing, you might as well demonize everything else. Get off the whole YouTube platform then, because YouTube is a platform that's being shared with witches and warlocks. So you might as well get off YouTube as well. You might as well stop eating fast food at lunchtime then. If you're going to demonize a coffee place, you might as well stop eating fast food at Wendy's, Harvey's, wherever you eat, because the person that's making your burger could be into some demonic stuff. Do you get what I'm saying, guys? It's like a lot of people pick and choose what they want to demonize, but then the shoes they're wearing may have some sort of demonic attachment. You get what I'm saying? The clothes they're wearing may have some sort of demonic attachment. The money they just got from the bank, they didn't even pray over the money, and that may have some demonic attachment. Do you get what I'm saying? The point of me saying this is, don't idolize fear. That is a form of idolizing fear. Fear can be idolized, and a lot of people idolize fear, and then what ends up happening is people will start projecting this fear onto other people. There's a lot of fake people out here. There's so much fake people out here, it's insane. And what it is when people see that you are comfortable, that you are peaceful, that you're just doing whatever it is God told you to do, you're just minding your business, they'll come out of the woodworks and try to project all that fear on you. Oh, you're not supposed to be doing this. Oh, you shouldn't be wearing those shoes. You should not be wearing heels. Heels are from a Jezebel. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be wearing earrings. Oh, you shouldn't be drinking that. Or you shouldn't. It's like people will start projecting the fear that they idolize onto other people, and it's like, don't come at me. I'm here chilling. I'm minding my business. Okay, I pray every day. I pray over everything I do. I pray over everything I eat. I pray over the car that I drive. I pray over every single blessing that God gives me. I pray over every single thing that God gives me. Unless God tells me specifically, stay away from something, that's what we're supposed to do, because there's nothing that's more powerful than God. So no, you're not gonna, have some sort of demonic attachment if you collect your paycheck and get it from the bank, and you have to just pray over your money. It's just that simple. Instead of, idolizing fear and you get what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, then you might as well stay clear of everything then. You see, it's like someone going around and saying, oh my gosh, I don't take the public transit because there's so much germs on the public transit. Okay, and the same person that's saying that is using a fast food restaurant, going and getting fast food. Okay, but you don't even know if the person making your sandwich or burger washed their hands. But you're saying you don't want to take the public transit because there's germs, but you're in a drive-through collecting food at a drive-through. You don't even know if they washed their hands. You don't even know if the cash you just collected from the bank is clean. And it may not even be clean. How many hands did that cash go through before it touched your hands? How many demonic altars did the cash that you're so quick to collect from the bank, the cash that you're so quick to collect from church, the cash that you consider a blessing, how many demonic altars was that cash upon before it landed in your hands? How many people did money rituals with the money before it landed in your hand? But you're going to forget to pray over that though, right? Are you going to demonize that? No, because you're going to see it as a blessing from God that you receive that paycheck or you receive that income. You're going to see that as a blessing from God, right? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you can't pick and choose what to criticize and what to not criticize. If that's the case, you might as well criticize everything. You see what I'm saying? The main important thing is to pray over everything and not to idolize fear. And people will do that when they see that you're happy and you're comfortable. They will try to project all that on. Don't let no one project their fears onto you. Because when I was talking to God about it today, he was saying it's fear. It's idolizing fear. And it's a projection of fear that people do. People have become so, stuck into this box, and so, on this walking on eggshells, they become so accustomed to it. They start to project, and they think that they start to choose what's demonic, what's not, and anything that does not benefit them, they see it as demonic. If what you say does not benefit that person, they're gonna say you're demonic. If how you look does not, they don't agree with how you look, or it doesn't benefit them in any type of way, they're gonna say you're demonic. If they disagree with the way you look, they're gonna say you're demonic. Do you get what I'm saying? That's idolizing fear. That is idolizing fear. It's not to say there's some certain things that you're not supposed to get rid of, and because it's very demonic. No, there's certain attachments that God will say, hey, throw that away. Don't buy that. You get what I'm saying? But you're not gonna escape everything completely. This is why he'll tell you pray over certain things, because there's some things that you can keep, you can have, but you just got to pray over it to protect yourself. People, when they're not confident in their relationship with God, and they're not confident on their own walk, they start to demonize everything, and then they sit there and they'll try to bring you into it. They'll try to project that fear onto you. So now you have to walk on eggshells because they're walking on eggshells. And them seeing you happy, them seeing you living your life and smiling, it's almost like it makes them uncomfortable. It's like they want to project. Do not let anyone throw their fear on you. Do not let anyone project their fear on you. Okay, it's no different from God giving you instructions and telling you what to do and how to better yourself, how to better your life, and he's giving you clear instructions, and someone coming in you, oh, you should not go on that path because I think that path is bad. Do not go on that path. Because they're not on that path, they instantly think that that's not the way for you. God, that's not where God is taking you. When that's not even their purpose, that's not their walk, that's not their life. That is your life, okay? And they will instantly project that because it's something that they're not familiar with. You see what I mean? And that's someone projecting out of fear. Because they're not familiar with something, they automatically think it's bad or demonic. No, there's people that have a personal relationship with God who receive specific instructions from God based on their purpose and based on their walk. It's like someone saying you want to be a business owner, and your mom or your dad coming to you and saying, no, I think you should not be a business owner. I think you should go to school and you should be a dentist or a doctor, because business is not promising. You may not make any money from business, etc., etc. That's a projection of their fear, because they don't think that that's something that they can do. They instantly don't want you to do it. They think that you should do what they want you to do because it makes sense to them. You get what I'm saying? Because it makes sense to them. And then imagine now you are the business owner, you're achieving greatness in your business, and they see that it's making them so uncomfortable. They start to reflect on themselves like, wow, I told him or her not to be a business owner. They're succeeding at being a business owner. Now it's a reflection back on them, and now they have to look at themselves like, wow. And they may even project and say, now, oh, God said you got to quit your business and go back to school and be a doctor. No, that's projection. That's fear. You see what I'm saying? Instead of reflecting and saying, you know what, maybe I need to check myself in my relationship with God and stop idolizing fear. Maybe I should do that. Instead, they will sit there and try to project onto you and make you feel discouraged in order to validate themselves. That is projection of fear, and that is idolizing fear. If you're not sure of your walk with God and you're not sure what you're supposed to do, that's where you have to go on your knees. You got to fast and pray and ask God to direct you. A lot of people are so focused on what other people are doing, they lost sight of their own walk. They lost sight of their own relationship with God, and now they're confused and back and forth. And because they're confused, they're like a ball in a ping pong machine, not knowing which direction to go into. 1 minute they love you, 1 minute they hate you. It doesn't work like that. You see what I'm saying? Do not let anyone project their fear on you. Continue walking through Christ. Be confident in your walk. And if someone does not like it, who cares? Some people, they just don't like you. That's the thing. Sometimes people don't like you, and they don't like the fact that they don't like you. It bothers them that they don't like you, and they will sit there and try to like you. And when they realize they're still bothered, even while trying to like you, it's almost like they're going to say something that's wrong with you as to why they feel the way they feel. No, that is projection. You got to check yourself. If you don't like someone, check yourself and get yourself together instead of projecting on people. If you don't like someone, don't be around them, don't watch them, don't talk to them, don't associate yourself with them. That's the responsible thing to do if you cannot stand someone or you don't like someone. That's the most responsible thing to do. But anyways, God was telling me it's an idolization of fear. A lot of people idolize fear so much they walk on eggshells. And anybody else they see that is not operating through the same way, that is not walking on eggshells like them, they instantly demonize them because they don't want to do the self-reflecting. They don't want to work on themselves and realize there's something really wrong with them. Do not let anyone project their fear on you in this season. Continue being confident through Christ. And I'm taking my own advice as well. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.